Gonzo Land. This is Ashley Beth. You're standing on my neck. Episode 5, I think we're episode 5. Anyway, we are filming from the American Legion post in Stockton Springs, Maine. We are on the Maine mid-coast. We are on US Route 1. The same US Route 1 that runs all the way down the eastern seaboard, all the way to the Florida Keys. But it starts in Maine. And we just went over heading south. We're heading south out of Bangor and through a town called Bucksport and over a pretty monumental site, which is the Penobscot Narrows Bridge. And there is an island called Verona Island. It goes off to a piece of land called Prospect, and there's a Fort Knox Historic Park. It's like, one of those war sites, postings where people used to set up for defense. Let's take a look over here. See the mountains in the distance. We're looking towards Bar Harbor. I can't tell you if that's Bar Harbor, but again, these are glacially formed mountains, different than the mountains you'd see in the Rockies, in the west, in Colorado. The sky, I'm glad I can capture it, is pretty multi-hued, if you will. There's many different colors. When I first parked the car, there were a lot of rainbows. Mid-Coast Maine is a really sought-after destination. A lot of your New England tourists, people who are tourists from within New England, especially Southern New Englanders, I am one of those Southern New Englanders, will seek out Maine as a destination, to get away from it all. Whereas if you're from New York City, you'll go to where I'm from, Rhode Island, to kind of vacation. But this is not for the faint of heart. It's still pretty rural up here. In a little while, I'll be going to one of my favorite pubs about 30 miles south of here. It's a town called Camden. That's also a pretty sought-after town in Maine for vacationing, especially in the mid-coast. Camden, Camden, Maine, near Rockport. But I just thought I'd film the cemetery. This is going back up the hill towards Route 1. You can see some of this old-fashioned New England architecture. Zoom in on this house in the background. But, you just don't get a view. Let's go back. Like this. This is like Seattle, Pacific Northwest. Can kind of look like this, but this is just another part of my objective in sharing the beautiful parts of our amazing country in a ninja film method. So yeah, lots of pubs. There's a town about every 30 miles in Maine. No matter what route you're on, there's a town about every 30 miles. That's because a horse could travel 29 miles in one day. Out west, the towns are farther apart. They tend to be like 59 miles apart or 65. And I don't know if that's oxen measuring the distance. I don't really know. I'd have to look it up. I'd like to think it was oxen because of Oregon Trail. Computer game, but I don't really know. So this is just a brief filming, but I've got some cars coming. So this is Ashley Beth signing off. You're standing on my neck. Episode 5. I think I'm right with that one. I don't know. Someone will figure that out. What a beautiful country we have. We're in between Augusta, which is the state capital of Maine, and Camden, Maine. It's a town on the coast of Maine. It was actually south, kind of the next stop from my last episode, and I'm going back there on my way home from Portland. A great weekend. Definitely had a couple adventures. I'm going to be writing about that and posting it on Gonzo today in the next couple months. I kind of want to get a couple months away from the incident / adventure at the moment, because I just think that it would be better that way once I get back from Europe, which is after July 21st. But in the meantime, we are looking at lupin. It's a flower that I don't believe is exclusive to Maine. However, it grows wild in Maine. Like, we're just on a field on the side of a highway. Some trailers being parked. I'm probably not supposed to be here, but I'm just stopping to literally smell the roses, except these ain't roses, people. They're lupin, Lupine, and they come in mostly purple, but beautiful hues of purple. And every once in a while, if you're lucky, you'll find some pink ones. And I think we'll have some white ones. Don't quote me on that. My mom's the god, not me. but there's bumblebees a-buzzing around them. And there's a beautiful children's story that I grew up reading that my mother has always made sure I had a copy of my entire life growing up. Thanks, Mom. Hi, Mom. Love you, Mom. The Lupin Lady, or I used to call it the Lupine Lady. I didn't realize it's called Lupin. I was corrected once I moved to Maine. But just see how it... Just see how it grows wild. Just see how it grows... lots of noise. Just see how it grows wild everywhere, and it's beautiful. It's just an example of how there's so much wilderness to Maine, and it definitely draws you in. I just had a friend come up that I definitely think I've made a fan of Maine. Everyone that I touch, I would like to, in my life, people that I meet, I like to share the beauties of Maine. I think I will always be a resident of Maine in some capacity. But yep, here's just another example of the beauty that is Maine. There's my car just hanging out. And this is Ashley Beth signing off. What a strange loop-and-eat trip it's been. Love you guys.